Facebook is in the process of building an Instagram for kids, and now Attorney General William Tong has joined several other states in asking them to abandon the project. Tong joined a coalition of 44 attorneys general urging Facebook to abandon that plan to launch Instagram for kids, which would cater to those 13 and younger. The AG says this new platform would open the door for predators, cyberbullies, and other potential dangers.
The idea that there could be a social media platform that people could target kids on and reach them easier and engage in inappropriate contact or unlawful contact or relationships is really scary to me as a parent. And of course, we know that kids are exposed to a whole bunch of risks like cyberbullying.
Tong says this letter to Facebook is just a first step, and they are prepared to take legal action as well. Facebook has not responded. Connecticut's